What up, everybody? Matty on a mission here. I'm out here doing my thing. I hope you're doing your thing as well, man. It's another day in paradise out here in California, man. It's a beautiful day. It's like 74 degrees or something, man. It's just one of those nice California weather type of days, man. But I'm not here to be your fucking weather, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to talk about the NFL draft. It's tomorrow. The time has come. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting patiently this whole time. We've been reading a bunch of fucking mock drafts and a bunch of reports online and shit. And, you know, watching NFL Network and watch those dumbass motherfucking experts try to guess about what the Raiders are going to do. But before I talk about the draft, man, I have to talk about these fucking trades that have been going down. You know what I'm saying? The trades, like what the Eagles did and what the Rams did and shit. And I have a hard time calling those types of transactions trades because, like, in a trade, it's understood that both fucking sides are going to get something of value. They're going to get equal value on both sides. That's what a good trade is. These motherfucking transactions that the Eagles and the Rams have done are basically wagers. They're bets. They're like, it's like going to Vegas and putting all your chips on one fucking number on the roulette table. Like you're hoping at this point that you get something of value. You get something that you can bank on for the next, you know, immediate future. You know what I'm saying? Because in the case of the Eagles and the Rams, they gave up a lot. And I don't give a fuck what their fans say. You know, their fans have to be behind the move because, you know, they're fans and they're loyal to their team and they want it to work out. So they have to be positive about it. But the fact of the matter is, you gave up your immediate future, basically, for the off chance, the 50-50 chance that this guy that you get in the NFL draft at 1 or 2 overall is going to be like a Russell Wilson type of guy, or even an Andrew Luck type of guy, or an Aaron Rodgers type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you could, you know, go to the playoffs with and build your team around for the next 4 or 5 years. And the thing of the matter is, you know, it has a big fucking probability of failing. Both of these moves have a big probability of failing. But if it doesn't work out, you set your whole fucking franchise back 4 to 5 fucking years because you don't have any picks to improve. Say your quarterback is good. The guy that you get in the draft is good, but your offensive line sucks. Okay, you don't have any draft picks that you could spend on a fucking good offensive lineman because you just traded him away. So I don't know, man. I'm just happy that the Raiders are not in this fucking position to bet their future on the shoulders of a 20-year-old, 21-year-old fucking quarterback who really, if Goff or Wentz were in the fucking NFL draft last year, they'd be 3rd-round picks. 2nd-round picks at best. And that's some real shit, man. You know, in the case of the Eagles, why not wait till next year to draft a fucking quarterback? Why move up now? But whatever, man. Fuck the Eagles, fuck the Rams. Nobody cares about those two teams anyways. I'm here to talk about the Raiders, and we're picking at 14. And you know what? I'm going to be real with you guys, man. I have no fucking idea who the Raiders are going to get. I don't think anybody has an idea who the Raiders are going to get. I don't give a fuck if you have a 24-hour YouTube channel that you fucking cover every goddamn report that comes out about who the Raiders might get or whatever. You just don't know, man. I don't care if you're Mike Mayock, if you're Charles Davis from the NFL Network. I don't give a fuck who you are, man. You do not know, because on draft day, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Teams can pick people that they have no business picking. They could trade down. They could trade up. They could fucking overthink. They can underthink. Basically, anything can happen on draft day, you know what I'm saying? And picking at 14, you're in that weird zone in the first round where you can end up with a top 10 talent, or you can end up with, you know, somebody that drops to you who you had no idea was going to drop to you. And I've heard everything. I've heard Ezekiel Elliott's going to fall to us. I heard Vernon Hargreaves is going to fall to us. I heard that we're going to get Reggie Ragland or Darren Lee or fucking Jaron Reed or Robert Kimdichie or fucking, you know, Sheldon Rankins. Nobody fucking knows, bro. Nobody fucking knows. All these experts, I don't give a fuck if you work for the goddamn Oakland Raider organization. I don't care if you're the GM. You really do not know 100%, even the day before the fucking draft, who you're going to get. You know who you want. You know who you could use. And that's the same position I'm in. I know who the fucking Raiders could use. They need some interior defensive lineman help. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Sheldon Rankins would be cool. A'Shawn Robinson would be a little bit high at 14, but if we get him, that's all right, whatever. We need somebody that can help plug those gaps in the interior line so that we can get one-on-one on the outside with Bruce Irvin and Khalil Mack rushing the passer. Kind of like how fucking Von Miller does in Denver. The reason why Von Miller had all those free runs to the quarterback in the Super Bowl is because the interior line of the fucking Denver Broncos were taking up 2 linemen on the other side. So like Derek Wolfe would have to get double teamed. Fucking Malik Jackson would have to get double teamed. So here you have Von Miller, super athletic linebacker, fucking turning the corner against tackles and tight ends. Or coming in on the inside on those stunts, on those fucking stunt blitzes that Denver does, and just basically getting straight to the quarterback. That's what Khalil Mack needs. That's what Bruce Irvin needs. So we need somebody in the first round who can do that. And there's so many good defensive linemen in this fucking draft that like we could easily do that, either in the first round or the second round. So the way I think it's going to go, I'm not going to sit here and name specific players who I think the Raiders are going to get, because there's a lot of people on their radar, to be honest with you, man. I've heard everything, man. So what I think is going to happen is in the first round, we're either going to get a defensive lineman or a linebacker. Second round, we're going to get a safety. Third round, we're going to get a running back. And the rest is going to be like cornerbacks. We need a backup center. We need a fucking, maybe another safety. We need a fucking, maybe an offensive tackle like in the 5th round, a 6th round or something like that, just for depth reasons. But you know what I'm saying? The Raiders could go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I just want to watch the fucking draft. I want to see what happens. And it's going to be entertaining just to see what other teams do too, because all this shit, this has been a crazy draft, man. All this maneuvering that teams are doing and fucking reaching for quarterbacks and shit like that, man. It really fucks up the whole rest of the goddamn projections of where everybody else is going to go. So the Raiders can end up with anybody. Who I think the best defensive player is going to be is or defensive lineman at 14 is going to be is most likely Robert Nkemdiche. A lot of people are scared off by him because of his behavioral problems. He's been arrested a couple times. I think he got caught with some weed, or he had some story where he fell off of the 2nd story of a hotel room somewhere, and there was a lot of questions behind what happened there. But you know what I'm saying? It's up to the front office if they want to take a risk on somebody like that. But you got to remember, the fucking locker room culture in Oakland right now is different than it has been in a lot of years. We actually have a lot of positivity going on. I watched the fucking interviews and the press conferences on Raiders.com, and everywhere that you look, there's a common theme from the head coach all the way down to the guy who doesn't play. You know, it's all about work. And they're talking about, you know, it's good to have all this hype. It's good to be, you know, paper champions in the offseason, but we have to work to get to where we want. If we want to be a division champion, if we want to get back in the playoffs, if we want to make a run at the Super Bowl, we have to work right now in order to get it, to maximize our talent. And that's music to a Raider fan's ears, because it shows that we're all on the same page. And I understand the notion of not wanting to bring in a guy who's going to fuck up that goddamn culture. But you got to understand, once you become a professional football player, your motivation is totally different than it was in college. In college, you're enjoying yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know you're going to be on the team pretty much no matter what. Academics is not at the forefront of a NFL prospect's fucking, you know, priority list in college. You know what I'm saying? They're there to play football. They're there to have fun. And so a lot of bullshit happens in college. Cam Newton got in trouble in college. Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that, you know, once you hit professional ranks, you're there to make that money. You're there to win, and you're there to make that money. And you want a big contract. You can't get a big contract if you're not on the fucking field producing. So if Robert Nkemdiche gets drafted by anybody, he's going to have to focus up on what he wants to really be in the league. And this is a perfect time for Khalil Mack to step into that leadership role if we do indeed draft Robert Nkemdiche and say, listen, man, you're no longer at Ole Miss. This is not some college bullshit. You got to focus the fuck up. This is the Oakland Raiders. We're trying to make a fucking run. We got a fan base that's hungry for some wins, that's hungry for some success, and you're not going to fuck with that. You better get with the program or kick rocks, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you better figure this shit out real fucking quick. Either you're going to go the fucking Greg Hardy route, the Johnny Manziel route, or you're going to be here and you're going to contribute to this fucking team and make some money and make some fucking success happen for this franchise. You know what I'm saying? Because that money will make a motherfucker change his goddamn ways real quick. Real fucking quick. But anyways, man, that's enough about the draft. That's what I think is going to happen, man. Defensive tackle or linebacker, safety, somebody in the 2nd round, maybe like a Sua Cravens or somebody like that. 3rd round running back, maybe somebody like Perkins from UCLA, or maybe Devontae Booker if he slides that much. Derrick Henry in the 2nd round if he's there. Who knows, man? But you know, that's what I think is going to happen. It's a guess, just like everybody else is guessing right now. Nobody is a fucking expert. Anybody who says that they know exactly who the Raiders are going to get are full of shit. You know what I'm saying? They're just full of shit. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're doing an educated guess just like everybody else. But the last thing I have to talk about is this fucking Las Vegas rumor bullshit. Mark Davis, man, fuck, dude. What the fuck is your problem, man? First of all, Mark Davis, fuck you for even thinking about this move. Fuck you for pursuing it. Fuck you for going and meeting with Las Vegas officials on draft day, the most important day of the offseason, to go talk about a fucking domed stadium on the Las Vegas Strip for the Raiders to move to. This is such a bad fucking move. I can't even get started on how many reasons why it's a bad move. First of all, the Bay Area is the 6th biggest media market in the goddamn country. Las Vegas is the 41st biggest media market in the fucking country. So you're devaluing your team just by moving, first of all, from the Bay Area to the middle of the fucking desert. Second of all, 60% of the population in Las Vegas doesn't stay there longer than 10 years. So what you have is a transient fucking population. People don't live there that long. So you're not going to grow those roots and that loyalty to the Raiders that you have in California. And I know we have Vegas fucking Raider fans. Doomsday is from Vegas. Shout out to you, bro. But Raider Nation was born in California, okay? Make no fucking mistake about that. And you've had a fucking fan base who has stood by you through all this bullshit for the last 10 to 12 years. We've been one of the worst franchises in the league record-wise. You know what I'm saying? And all that history that we have with LA and Oakland, players like Howie Long, players like fucking Fred Biletnikoff, players like fucking Jack Tatum, players like George Blanda, players like Marcus Allen, fucking players like Bo Jackson, Tim Brown. You're gonna throw away all that fucking history. You're gonna throw away all that California culture, and you're gonna move to Las Vegas. And do you know why there's no professional teams in Las Vegas? Because you have high rollers all throughout that fucking state that can buy and sell players like they're buying chips at a fucking card table. And every fucking time Amari Cooper drops a pass, every time Derek Carr overthrows a guy, every time Khalil Mack happens to miss a tackle, you're gonna open the Raiders up to all this fucking scrutiny of, oh, did they throw the game? Were they trying to lose by only 6 points? Were they trying to cover the spread? Who are they talking to when they're not on the fucking field? Distractions on top of distractions in a city like Las Vegas, man. And I don't fucking want it. I don't fucking want it, bro. I would rather the fucking Raiders play at O.co, which is not even O.co anymore. It's just Oakland Coliseum. I'd rather them play at Oakland Coliseum until the fucking building physically falls apart. I'd rather them play there for the next 20 years paying that high-ass fucking rent in the Bay Area than to move to Las Vegas. And Las Vegas is actually geographically closer to me. But I don't give a fuck because the fucking Oakland Raiders are a California team. It's either the Bay Area or Los Angeles. There's no other fucking options for the Oakland Raiders. Mark Davis, man, we've been through all this fucking shit with this fucking team. I've had times in my life where I told people I was a Raider fan and they fucking laughed in my face, man. Because we've been that fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? And now that we have a good young core of players, now that we have a good fucking coaching staff that actually looks like they know what the fuck they're doing, now that we have a GM who has a plan that's actually coming together, you want to pick all that shit up and move it to the middle of the fucking desert because you want a dome stadium. I'd rather them play at the University of California. I'd rather them play, and a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but I'd rather them play in Santa Clara with the fucking 49ers than go all the way to Las Vegas. And that's the real shit, man. The 6th biggest media market, right? To the 41st biggest media market in the country. How the fuck does that make sense? I don't give a fuck if the NFL approves it. I don't give a fuck how much monetary sense it makes. I don't care if the numbers add up. You're an asshole for thinking about this shit. This is why I hesitate to give you any credit when something goes right with the Raiders, because I feel like you're incapable of making a good decision for this franchise. You're going batshit crazy, bro. And you could easily get some fucking people to chip in some money. You are in the fucking Bay Area, okay? Uber is up there, all right? Facebook has a fucking office up there. All those Silicon Valley fucking billionaires. You're telling me you can't get some people together to help fund a goddamn stadium for the Raiders? But you don't want to take any part of your fucking name off of that team, which is why you're not a team player, man. You care more about the fucking last name, the name on the back of the jersey, than you care about this logo right here or the name in the front of the fucking jersey. You're not about the team. You're about Mark Davis and the Davis family always being a part of the fucking Raiders, and for better or for worse. And that's a fucking joke, bro. You're what's wrong with the motherfucking NFL ownership, bro. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't think it's going to really fucking happen. I think it's bullshit. We've heard a bunch of fucking rumors about the Raiders relocating. I still think we're going to wait and see what the fucking Chargers do and if LA's open. Because if you move to Las Vegas and then LA automatically or all of a sudden comes open, you're going to look like a fucking dumbass, Mark Davis. Anyways, I've talked enough. This fucking video is long enough. It's Matty on a mission. I'm out here doing my thing. And remember one fucking thing, man. Just remember one thing. When I speak, you listen. You punk bitch, you.